Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have the HEA Designs Elixir. This is a knife I'm pretty excited to bring to you guys because I've actually had it for a little bit, but could not release it until May 31st, which is today. They'll be available for sale on the HEA Designs website on June 7th, or if you're going to Blade Show this coming weekend, again, it's May 21st of 2021 when I'm recording this, so this coming weekend being the first weekend of June, there'll be a few of them available at the table there if you want to go get them. This is the brother to the Venom. So there's the Venom and the Elixir. The Elixir is a more plain-handled version, I guess you could call it, but it still has some pretty cool milling there. Of course, I chose the plainer one. The Venom has a bit more milling, quite a bit more milling out of it, a bit more of a design on the handle. And typical of HEA, it's a pretty unique design. I like the stuff that HEA does. They do always kind of think out of the box a little bit. They come out with some really cool stuff, and great guys. Sam and Carl, just awesome guys, both of them. So always, never mind giving them some money. These are going to be $269. They are made overseas by HEA, S35VN steel blade, and full titanium everything. And just really well put together as you'd expect from HEA, and with some of the usual HEA touches that we'll get to that make them just feel a bit more special. But again, a fairly unique design from HEA, but it is an evolution of previous ones. They did the Poison and the Antidote, which had much more of a stylized blade, kind of a Tonto-ish thing going on there. This one is much more of a conventional kind of drop point blade with this big cutout for weight reduction in it. It's a really unique design, especially when closed. It's uniqueness in its plainness, if that makes any sense. A lot of HEA stuff is really crazy, and this one, especially in the Elixir, the Venom, it has some milling and stuff, looks a bit more stylized, but still, this is just very almost not knife looking when it's closed, except for the obvious flipper tab. But yeah, I really do like the look of it. It's simple but effective. I think it's pretty cool looking. I think it looks pretty classy looking, especially closed. And even when you open it, it's not like an intimidating thing. It's not a big knife at all. 2.65-inch blade, so it is fairly small, but we'll talk about more in ergonomics, but I can still easily get all four fingers on this thing, no problem at all. Milled titanium pocket clip, and the pattern follows the pattern on the scales, which is always nice to see, and not as easy to do as you would think, but a really nicely built knife. I mean, it's made by HEA, it's going to be good, very smooth action and all that stuff. But let's do some specs and some size comparisons before I ramble on too much farther. As I said, blade length of 2.65 inches, overall length, I'm going to call it 6.7 inches. You have a blade thickness of 0.12 inches. Handle thickness, 0.54 inches. So again, a pretty thick handle for a smaller knife. Weight, according to my scales for this version, of 3.78 ounces. The Venom, with all the milling, will obviously weigh a little bit less. Size comparisons, let's bring out some of the usuals here, but it's going to be on the smaller side. We have your Spyderco Paramilitary 3. I don't know why I said that with a question mark. The Paramilitary 3? Para 3? That's why I said a question mark, because I said it wrong. And the PM2. And we'll bring out the usual Benchmades. We have your full-size bug out. And the 940-1. Try to line them up there. So you can see it's a chunky little guy, but it's fairly short. And then we'll bring out the usual Civivis now that we've added those to the rotation. And then we will talk more about this knife. So we have the Backlash and the Elementum. So just a little bit shorter than a Civivi Elementum. A lot of you guys have these. It's one of Civivi's most popular models. That's why we include it in size comparisons. So overall, what do I think about this knife? Well, the blade is really nice. It's a HEA, so it is very thin behind the edge, very thin blade stock, and about 15 thousandths behind the edge. It's an excellent slicer. It does have this large kind of stylized lightning hole. I mean, yeah, if you're cutting through gross stuff, it's going to collect in there, but I don't think this is really that kind of knife. I think for the kind of stuff you're going to be using it for, it is kind of just of a sort of a classy, not inexpensive EDC at $269. I think it works great. It's just a really good slicer. It has a very good tip on it because that spear point, you can stab into stuff. If you're stabbing into boxes and stuff, no worries about anything there. I really like the blade on it. You don't get much more of a simple blade shape than that. You know, it's got the lightning hole, like I said, but that's what they refer to it as. But I think it's pretty cool. A little spoony looking, but I like it. Not too bad at all. Definitely a very good slicer and a really good tip on it. Ergonomics are outstanding. Sometimes with ergos, you just got to keep it simple. And for a knife with this short of blade length, which is unequivocally legal in lots and lots and lots of places, it's nice to have something with a good full handle, and this definitely does. I mean, I have large size gloves, fairly skinny fingers, but still large size gloves. Excellent. The pocket clip is very well contoured, so it fits right with the hand as well. So yeah, don't feel the pocket clip much at all. It does have a provision for a lanyard on there, but again, it's not in a way that ergonomically gets in the way. You don't have any, like, you know, sharp stylized little swoopy at the end of the handle or anything that digs into your palm. It's just super comfortable. It's really comfortable. And the milling on this, even on this version, gives you plenty enough traction. I never feel like it's sliding around or anything. It's not like some full tie knives where, you know, full tie knives without any, you know, finger grooves or anything, you do kind of feel like they might slip out of your hand. This gives you plenty enough traction that I don't ever feel that way. How does it carry? Again, it's not like deep carry, but it's still just kind of discreet looking. I mean, I guess people might look at that and think it's a knife, but I don't know. It's just so like evenly rounded and stuff. It doesn't scream knife to me. Pocket clip, the tension is excellent. Slides in and out of jean pockets very, very well. And on this knife, I don't know. I sometimes I always like want a deep carry clip, but I don't know. It just kind of looks good on this. And a lot of this knife is about the look, and I think a deep carry clip probably would kind of ruin the look a little bit. So not going to complain at all. Internal screw on that pocket clip, by the way. It is right hand only, so keep that in mind as far as the carry goes. Action, it's a Wii. It feels like a Wii. Not super drop shutty because of a light blade, but very, very, very smooth. It's not like a guillotine, but definitely you see, you just give it one little flick and it closes. So yeah, and an excellent, very good detent. That ain't bad at all. Can't really complain there. And it makes pretty solid noise. You know me and my clicky noises. I do like them a lot. So overall, what do I think of this? I think it's cool. I think it's, if you need something in that blade length, this isn't a thing that's going to be for everybody. It isn't. And HEA, I don't think, tries to design things for everybody. But what's kind of cool about HEA, if you look at their past designs and stuff, as I said, a lot of them are limited production, so they're here and gone. But they don't have like a set category they go after. They move category. They've made slip joints. They've made like big crazy integrals and stuff. But every time they attack like that sort of thing, it's always unique. And this is for a small bladed knife, kind of almost a gents carry, like a techno gents carry, I guess. I don't know what you would call that, what this is going for, but they always do it in a unique manner. And I like that. And they're cool guys to deal with. And everything's made by Wii. It's always excellent. And yeah, this is just a very well done knife. It's just whether or not you want one that looks like this or not. But I can tell you, it's an excellent working knife. Blade's great. Ergos are excellent. Carries well. Maybe it's a little heavy for this size of a blade. Again, the milled out one's a little bit lighter, but not dramatically. But, you know, and $269. Not inexpensive. That's the only two things I can kind of knock it on are maybe it's a little heavy, maybe it's a little expensive, but it's a very unique and cool thing. And yeah, you're going to have one of 200. They're doing 50 in each of the different configurations. So yeah, 4 times 50 is still 200, right? Yep. Okay. But pretty cool, guys. I think it's a pretty cool looking design. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.